Hello, and welcome to Ideas That Change Lives. Today, we are proud to present to you 12 psychological facts that are amazing. Welcome, fellow curious minds, to a captivating journey into the realm of psychology. Brace yourself for a whirlwind of intriguing facts that will leave you astounded. In this video, we'll explore 12 psychological facts that are not only fascinating, but also relevant to our daily lives. From quirks of perception to the mysteries of memory, prepare to have your mind blown as we delve into the workings of the human psyche. Fact 1. The Baader-Meinhof Phenomenon. You've been noticing it everywhere. Have you ever come across a new word or idea and suddenly started seeing it everywhere? That's the Baader-Meinhof Phenomenon, also known as the frequency illusion. It occurs when something you've recently encountered, whether it's a concept or an object, suddenly appears more frequently in your daily life. Experts believe this is due to heightened attention and selective perception. So the next time you learn a new word, let's say serendipity, and start hearing it in 3 different conversations, you'll know it's not just a coincidence. Researchers at Stanford University first identified this phenomenon in 2006, and it's a reminder that our brains are always searching for patterns, even if they're not there. Fact 2. The Dunning-Kruger Effect, the confidence-knowledge paradox. Ever met someone who thinks they know it all but actually knows very little? That's the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. This cognitive bias refers to people's tendency to overestimate their abilities or knowledge in a particular domain. In other words, the less competent individuals are, the more likely they are to overestimate their competence. Researchers David Dunning and Justin Kruger from Cornell University first described this effect in a study published in 1999. Picture that confident friend who knows nothing about football, but insists on coaching the Super Bowl winning team. It's both amusing and a reminder to stay humble and keep learning. Fact 3. The cocktail party effect, eavesdropping in style. Imagine yourself at a bustling party with voices and music competing for attention. Yet amidst the chaos, you're able to focus on a single conversation. That's the cocktail party effect at work. It's the brain's ability to filter out irrelevant noise and hone in on important stimuli, like your name being mentioned in a crowded room. This phenomenon showcases our brain's remarkable capacity to prioritize and process information efficiently. Colin Cherry, a British scientist, first coined the term cocktail party effect in 1953 while studying selective attention. So, the next time you find yourself eavesdropping effortlessly, remember to thank your marvelous mind. Fact 4. The halo effect. Beauty is more than skin deep. We all know that person who seems effortlessly attractive and, as a result, is often perceived as more talented, intelligent, and kind. Enter the halo effect. This cognitive bias leads us to make generalized judgments about an individual based on a single positive trait, such as physical attractiveness. Researchers Edward Thorndike and later Solomon Asch conducted studies on the halo effect in the mid-1900s. It occurs due to our brain's tendency to seek simplicity and make quick judgments. So, while beauty may open some doors, remember that it's just one aspect of a person's overall character. Beauty might be skin deep, but there's more to a person than meets the eye. Fact 5. The Zeigarnik Effect. Unfinished business on your mind. Have you ever noticed how an unfinished task occupies your thoughts more than a completed one? That's the Zeigarnik Effect. It suggests that uncompleted or interrupted tasks create psychological tension, making them more memorable than completed ones. This effect was named after Bluma Zeigarnik, a Russian psychologist who first discovered it in the late 1920s. Just as you can't stop thinking about a book you left halfway through, the Zeigarnik effect highlights the power of unresolved tasks to keep us engaged. It's a reminder to tie up loose ends and keep your mental space clutter-free. Fact 6. The mere exposure effect. Familiarity breeds fondness. Did you know that repeated exposure to something or someone can increase our liking for them? That's the mere exposure effect, which suggests that the more we're exposed to a stimulus, the more positively we tend to evaluate it. Robert Zając, a Polish-American psychologist, conducted influential studies on this phenomenon in the 1960s. It's a reminder that familiarity breeds fondness, even if we're not consciously aware of it. So don't be surprised if that new song you initially disliked starts growing on you after hearing it a few more times. Our brains are wired to find comfort in the familiar. Fact 7. The bystander effect, the power of taking action. In times of emergency or distress, have you ever noticed that people often hesitate to help when there are others around? This is known as the bystander effect. The phenomenon was first studied by social psychologists Bibb Latané and John Darley in the 1960s. They found that the presence of others can diffuse responsibility, leading individuals to assume that someone else will take action. This chilling effect highlights the importance of breaking the bystander barrier and taking initiative to help those in need. So, if you find yourself in a situation where assistance is required, be the one to step forward and make a difference. Fact 8. The primacy and recency effects, the power of first and last impression. Do you remember what you had for dinner 2 weeks ago? Probably not, but chances are you vividly recall your most recent meal. This is due to the primacy and recency effects, which describe our tendency to remember the first and last items in a series more effectively than those in the middle. These effects have been widely studied in the field of memory, with research dating back to the 1930s. So if you're preparing a presentation or trying to make a lasting impression, make sure to start and end with impact, because those are the moments that stick. Fact 9. The Pygmalion Effect. Believe in the power of expectations. Have you ever noticed that when someone has high expectations of you, you tend to perform better? That's the Pygmalion Effect in action. It refers to the phenomenon where people's performance is influenced by the expectations others have of them. The concept was named after a Greek myth in which Pygmalion, a sculptor, falls in love with a statue he created and brings it to life through his belief and expectations. The Pygmalion Effect has been extensively researched, including notable studies in education settings. So, next time someone believes in your abilities, embrace it as a catalyst for your success. Fact 10. The Endowment Effect. It's worth more to you. Have you ever noticed that once you own something, you value it more highly than when it was not in your possession? That's the Endowment Effect. It refers to our tendency to overvalue objects simply because we own them. This cognitive bias was first described by Richard Thaler, a behavioral economist, in the late 1970s. The endowment effect demonstrates the irrational attachment we form to our possessions, leading to inflated perceptions of their worth. So the next time you're tempted to hold on to something just because it's yours, remember that its value may not be as objective as you think. Fact 11. The placebo effect, the mind's healing power. The placebo effect is a fascinating phenomenon where a non-active treatment or substance can produce real positive effects, solely because the individual believes it will work. This effect highlights the power of the mind in healing and well-being. While the exact mechanisms are not fully understood, research has shown that the brain's release of natural painkillers and neurotransmitters may play a role. The placebo effect has been studied extensively in medical and psychological research, challenging our understanding of the mind-body connection. It's a testament to the incredible influence our thoughts and beliefs can have on our physical well-being. Fact 12. The Benjamin Franklin Effect, the power of favors. We all know that doing a favor for someone can help strengthen a bond or build rapport, but did you know that it can also affect how we perceive that person? The Benjamin Franklin effect suggests that when we do a favor for someone, we tend to develop more positive feelings toward them. This effect was named after Benjamin Franklin, who observed this phenomenon in his own life. So the next time you want to win someone over, ask them for a small favor. It's a quirky and counterintuitive way to cultivate goodwill and potentially change their perception of you. Dear friends, we hope you enjoy delving into the fascinating world of psychology and exploring these 12 amazing psychological facts with us. Now we're eager to hear from you. Which of these facts resonated with you the most and why? Have you ever experienced any of these phenomena in your own life? We'd love to hear your personal stories and insights in the comments below. Your contributions add depth and richness to our discussions, so please don't hesitate to share. Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more mind-blowing content. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll explore transformative ideas that have the power to change lives. Get ready to be inspired